14-0 run to end the game like that. I mean, how do you explain the last 4 minutes there?
I don't know that. But first of all, let's just start from, that was a heck of a team that we hung in there with and found a way at the end. I mean, there were so many possessions where I thought we guarded them pretty darn good. They just got tough veterans that are shot makers, you know? I mean, there was a few times where you're like, holy cow, there's not much more we can do on that one. And, you know, and it was over and over again. They got their record is their record, their ranking is their ranking for a reason. That's a great basketball team. And what a credit to our guys to just hang in there, never get their heads down, and, just kind of keep getting themselves up off the ground. And every run they made, we tried to, counter, and just made enough big plays down the stretch. And, our guys did a great job of battling them on the glass. And, one of the big strength of their team is how many guys they have. And they, I subbed Tyson for 1:30, and he's banging against, some of the elite rebounders in the country and some of the toughest guys and strongest guys and really, really good players. And, but a credit to our guys. They just keep fighting and keep getting themselves up, getting themselves back in the fight and competing. And, what a amazing atmosphere. Maybe the loudest since I think it's ever been in here. And it certainly helped our guys because, like I said, when you don't have a lot of subs, that kind of energy keeps you going. And it was a magical senior night. You couldn't script a better senior night for those guys to get that win and to go out, play their last game here that way.
When the fans rushed the court, you kind of stood off to the side and took it in. What was that like to witness, knowing how far those programs come?
Oh yeah, it was an amazing moment because, like I said, there's some recency bias, but I don't remember a better win in here. We just beat a heck of a team. That team can beat anyone, and they have, and they're playing great. You saw it. They got a lot of veterans, a lot of shot makers. They don't have. Find me a weakness. I can't. We proved that we can. But like I said, a credit to our guys to just keep fighting and keep competing, and because we have a lot of respect for that team, and we went toe to toe with them and hung in there and found a way at the end.
A couple of huge shots from Max. Obviously the banked three, and the steal and the layup. And what can you say about him down the stretch there?
Well, the best thing about him is he's a winner. And he finds ways, and when things aren't going good, he finds a way. When things are going great, he finds, he just does whatever the team needs and whatever. He was not going to let us lose. He just wasn't, and somehow got it done against a great defensive team. Sometimes I scratch my head and wonder how he gets it done, but he finds a way.
What was Leon Rice's expectations for Max Rice going into the season? Was it an all-league, maybe player of the year caliber type of player, Leon, for this kid?
I think he's one of those guys you can underestimate, especially going through some of the health things that you have. You're like, just physically, can he do it? And he just always surprises you. You can never measure a guy's heart and the intangibles and the winning things that get done, but they're so valuable to a team. And he's willing to do anything to help his team win. And whatever that is, he'll find a way to do it. And it's even by a guy that's watched him his entire life. You keep challenging him, he rises up to it. You keep underestimating him, he proves you wrong. And that's been his whole life. He's always been that way.
The boards. Given the last game, given how good they are on the boards, how do you explain the turnaround?
I'll tell you, because of the character I have in the guys in that room, and the way I approached it was, I said, hey, our issues are our issues until we fix them, and I'm not gonna. There's gonna be no emotion for me. I'm gonna show you what we did wrong, and then I'm gonna leave the room, and you guys decide what you want to do, because you don't have a chance against San Diego State if you can't rebound with them. You know, last year, those 3 games we won, we out-rebounded them. And so I said, let me know. We won't even do a scouting report if we're not going to fix, if you guys aren't going to fix it. And, I had all the coaches leave and I let them solve it, and they did. And then, that goes back to what I told them, weeks ago, a player-led team will win. And that's what they are. They were going to do whatever it took. And they were outmanned and they were outnumbered, and they just scrapped it out and fought it out on every single possession, And Lucas was a big contributor with, he only got 3, but he was blocking out some strong dudes that go get boards. And same with Naj, same with Tyson. And then the guards did a great job of cleaning things up big time.
Did you start Milner to reward him for senior night, or did you just like him?
Well, both, really. I did. He's been doing some good stuff, and it gave us, some power on the bench too with Buzo, but he's earned it. He's earned that opportunity, and the guys supported it, and Buzo offered it. Buzo's a deserved starter, and it's his position, no doubt. But I approached him, and he said, "Oh yeah, Lucas needs to start." That's the kind of guys we have.
Was that when? Did you guys punch your ticket to the big dance tonight? Do you think you've done enough?
I don't get a say in that, but it sure feels like it. That team, their number is their number for a reason. Their ranking is their ranking for a reason. They're a great basketball team, one of the best. And this league's had some great teams. They're right there with a lot of the great ones. And maybe the things that they've done in this league, with this league as good as it's ever been, as far as top to bottom, they've become a really, really good basketball team. And that gives you another quad one, does great things for your numbers. And you got to think so.
The first 2 threes Max hit in that late run both came off offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
What did you see on those plays that?
Well, that's something we work on pretty hard, that doing that. And he came off with force and sprinting to it and knew he was going to shoot it. And by the time they can react to those, there's space, because they don't give him very much space ever. And he just had enough space to get it off. First of all, they're hard to get shots off on, let alone make them. So credit to those guys. Again, the boards. It goes back to the boards. It really does.
You've spent a lot of time with Najee.
Mm-hmm.
You saw him here with senior night. The emotions, and he hasn't had the easiest path.
Right.
And to see what he is, and he was a role player. Now he's a big piece. Just how proud are you of Najee Smith, the man he's became since he kind of came back
Absolutely.
into your life?
That's a great way to say it. He's just, the team loves him. Everybody in this crowd loves him. I didn't want to get emotional when those guys were coming out, and you have that moment where you're like, oh, no more Naj, are you kidding me? But there's a lot ahead of us, so I won't go there, But Naj will always be in our lives, and, be back here and be part of it. And, but all those guys, really proud of this group. They're better than the sum of their parts. They're good talent. They're a great team. That's the best way to put it.
It seemed like to the last 4 minutes, every time you guys were within one or tied or had a 1 point lead, they were just hitting dagger, big shot after big shot.
Big, tough shots, too, where you're like, okay, they're ballers, no doubt. They're a good team. But again, our guys just responded with just mental toughness, because it takes a lot not to get discouraged on those, when a team answers, and quiets the crowd, when a team answers, and, any run you make, they answer. And so, but again, like I said, I credit to our guys and the culture that we have because of those guys, the character, the toughness, the ability to respond. And it's never the mistakes, it's always the perfect response that we're looking for. And they were near perfect with their response to everything that happened tonight.